Hello maths fans, it's me again back with some Maths Watch Help for questions related to clip A14, but for the Year 9 assessment this is question 19 on the assignment that I set. And some people are having problems with drawing the graph of y equals 3 minus a half x. I'm guessing it's that minus a half x that's causing the problems here. So again, as with previous clips, there's no table here, so we need to put our own values in. Remember what I said, we need at least 3 values. So I'm going to go for 3 values here, and I'm going to go for minus 3, negative 3, 0, and I'm going for 3 this time. Okay, so what's happening here? It's 3 subtract half of x. That's how we find y. Okay, so another way of saying that would be y equals negative half x plus 3. Just have a look at that. All I've done is change the order there. That minus half x, and that's a positive 3. So I've just switched it around to make it fit the way we've done things before. So I'm looking at that now. I'm going to do negative a half times x. And the first problem I've got here, if I do half of what x is, okay, if I do half of minus 3, I get minus 1.5, which is no good for me here. So straight away, I can see I've got a few problems with the x values I've chosen here. Now we can do it, but with this grid, to plot negative 3 minus 1.5 is going to be a bit difficult because I'm not going to get it exactly in the right place. So the x values I'm going to choose here are the x values that actually I can do half of. So I'm going to start again with that. Yeah, and this happens with maths. Not everything happens perfectly first time. So I'm going to do x. Well, what would be a nice number that would half easily? Well, negative 4 would, 0 would, and what else would do? 2 would do as well, wouldn't it? Here, okay. So I'm going to do negative a half times x. Okay, what would that give us? And then we're going to add 3 at the end, and that will give us y. So y is equal to negative half of x plus 3. That's what we said before, didn't we? Okay, so here we go. A half of x, well, it's a negative half times x, isn't it? Now half of 4 is 2. So half of minus 4 must be negative 2, and it's minus a half times 4. Right, that sounds really complicated. So let's say that again. I want a negative a half times the x value. The x value is negative 4, so I've got negative a half times negative 4, if I was writing that there. I can actually write it down there. Okay, a negative times a negative is a positive, and half of 4 is 2. So actually we get 2 coming out of that. So that again, negative times a negative is positive, and half times 4, or half of 4, is 2. Okay, what we're going to do to that 2, we're going to add 3, which gives us, if we add 3, that gives us 5. And then we have a pairing, negative 4, 5. Let's try again. Negative a half times 0. Well, that's anything times 0 is 0. Plus 3 gives me 3. You can see why I choose 0 a lot of the times here now, because it makes life easier. So my coordinate there would be 0, 3 from that pairing of x and y. Okay, remember the x coordinate first, the y part of the coordinate second. A negative half times 2. Let's just do that again. A negative half times 2, that's what we're trying to work out. A negative times a positive is a negative, and half of 2, or half times 2, is 1. So negative 1 we get there. I'll just do a little circle there so we can see that that's the answer to that bit there. Let me just say that again. Negative a half times my x value. My x value is now 2, so negative half times 2. A negative times a positive is a negative. Half times 2 is 1, or half of 2 is equal to 1. So we've got negative 1 here, plus 3. Negative 1 plus 3 is positive 2. Negative 1 plus 3 is positive 2. So final part is 2 for x and 2 for y. We've got the same here, 2, 2. Okay, right. Okay, it does say it's non-calculator here as well, so we are using our knowledge of to multiply by fractions a little bit there. So here we go, negative 4, 5, from the origin again. We always start negative 4 horizontal, and then vertical is 5. Okay, along the corridor up the stairs, if you think of it that way. 0, 3, 0 left and right, 3 up. Going to be perfectly on the axis there. And finally 2, 2. 2 across, 2 to the right, in the positive x direction, 2 in the positive y direction gives me 2, 2. Again, checking, are they on line? Yes, they are. Great. So I know I haven't made any mistakes, or it's unlikely I made mistakes, and there we have it. There's my equation. I can write y equals 3 minus half x, and that is the equation. So the graph of that equation drawn perfectly. Okay, I hope you find that okay, and I'll see you next time.